So
we are back for the final 30 minutes, 45 minutes, however long this ends up going. Let's go. Let's do this.
So we're gonna pick back up the next morning when one of you guys realizes, oh, you're still in the bar. Oh, and you feel like there's thousands of tons of stone over your head. And you look up and you remember, oh, I'm in a cave.
Wait, in a cave?
Well, the bar.
Oh,
You guys
okay.
drank until you passed out at the bar.
I feel like that one would be Otto because
Yeah.
he was having the struggle.
Yeah.
The funny part is Otto wakes up with wet pants.
Hilarious.
He paid himself. Oh.
Otto lifts his 500-pound head up off the table and starts to slowly look around. What do I see?
The place is closed right now. It's the next morning or whatever
They just
time
left
it is.
us here to sleep?
There's one person that's cleaning. Like the chairs have already long been up except for at your table.
Uh-huh.
The floor has been swept. There's one person that's off to the side cleaning. It's not nobody that you recognize from the night before, but all dwarves look the same anyways.
So I imagine I see Grommen and Rye next to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to wake him up yet, but I'm gonna get up and start walking around.
Mm-hmm. The person that's like down there cleaning notices you and kind of hollers up in dwarven something at you.
I reply, what?
Hollers back to you something in dwarven.
Okay. At that point, I shake Ryan Grommen. Try to wake him up.
I just groans loudly.
I mean,
Where are we?
Grommen, I was gonna ask him what that guy was saying, then I just decide, let's go.
What guy?
No, I was gonna ask you that, but I decided ultimately to just be like, Grommen, let's leave. Let's get out of this place.
Okay. He shakes Rye. He's like, Rye, we go.
Rye, kind of tries to climb onto Grauman's back for a piggyback. She's so hungover.
Grauman's like, okay. Grauman picks you up and he starts walking down the stairs. I don't know if this is a good idea either.
So you guys make your way down the stairs and back out of this place and are able to start making your way towards the surface area. As you're doing so, there are other dwarves about. How long you were sleeping for, you don't know, but there are other dwarves, kind of like whether they be right outside the place or along the tunnels, that are also very, very drunk in continuing conversation. So maybe it's still the middle of the night. I don't know. Everything looks the same in the darkness of the tunnels. You guys continue making your way. At one point in time, you do actually see a group of the dwarves that were causing issues with you before. They were the ones that started problems, whatnot, and there's a group of 7 of them. Now I'm going to change that number. There's a group of 6 of them, just so we don't have 7 dwarves. And so there's a group of 6 of them.
Their names are...
No. No.
One looks really grumpy. And looks really happy.
So anyways, you guys, they come walking up towards you guys, like you would imagine the way that a short, surly group of, grease monkey thugs would, in the 60s. And so, or 50s.
Lightning style. We're all snapping. They're coming at us. We're going at them. It's like...
Motherfucking street brawl about to go down.
All wearing leather jackets all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So you guys are, they are approaching you guys, and they're coming at you, and you kind of feel the tension that's there. But as you kind of come and stand opposite one another, like their group against your group, one of them actually will reach out and grab Grauman's hand. Shake it.
What is he doing? Like,
Just shake your hand.
oh, he's shaking my hand?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And another one will grab Otto's, another one will grab Rise to shake their hands. And then kind of like all 6 of them will take turns with all 3 of you shaking your hands. They don't say anything whatsoever. It's kind of like one of those like...
Roman doesn't know why they're shaking his hand, but he's gonna.
Otto appreciates it.
And they'll leave you be, and they'll just kind of continue walking past you guys as you realize, like, oh, okay. And eventually you make your way up. So the problem is, Otto probably vomits 6 or 7 times before you guys eventually come out upstairs. And when you do come out upstairs, it is in the brisk, cold air of the middle of the night. It's the middle of the night.
Oh. That's no good.
Wait, so it isn't morning?
No, it's not daylight. It's the middle of the night.
So it was kind of morning down there?
At least the bar was closed, whatever the case was.
I find the brisk cold air kind of nice. It's like it wakes him up a little bit. She's all right with it.
Okay. You guys just try to find your way back to the tavern or inn, whatever. It takes you a long while to find your way there, just like it took you a long while to find your way out of the tunnels. It's just a long friggin' trip. Everything's winding and curly. You have to ask people for questions. Can we just give me directions like my buddy here? He's just, please, just, we need to find our way back. Where's my room? When you guys finally find your way back there and you stumble your way up the stairs, you are very loud and you very easily wake up Thonk, who is fast asleep because it's the middle of the night. Now, Thonk is actually a little happy to hear you guys because he hasn't heard from you in like 36 hours.
Jesus, they've been gone for 36 hours? Good God.
So he happily wakes up.
You had another
when he
12
hears the
hours
thunking.
before I left and abandoned you.
So, Thonk, do you walk out of your room? Or do you
Sure,
just-
yeah, I'll walk out and see if they're like walking in wounded and like got into a fight or kidnapped or one of them is dead. There's only 2.
It's kind of all of those things at once. But
yeah, so my door will open and I just take a few calm steps out, turn to face the 3 of you.
Grauman's like carrying Rye.
Mugged or alcohol?
What?
Are you drunk?
What?
I guess I take a few steps closer and I'll kind of like look down to Otto. And I think
Vomit in his face, Otto.
because alcohol is considered poison, correct, Scott?
yes.
So I'll walk up to Otto and I just take my hand and I place it on your chest and I cast Lesser Restoration, which will remove the alcohol from your system.
You see like a shaky, dainty hand reach out to you, and you just hear like, "Help me!"
And I'll kind of like you see my eyes glance to the hand and then like dart back to Otto. Did you get mugged or was it just alcohol?
Help me!
You know what it was.
It could be both.
Grauman has all his weapons still.
Yeah, like no one's gonna mug us.
And at that, like, you know, Otto just basically giving only that answer. I'll stand upright and I'll brush my hand over Rye's hand and I'll cast Lesser Restoration, removing all the alcohol out of your system as well.
Grauman puts Rye down. Well, actually, he carries her until she says not to. But...
Rye like just taps you twice and you like drop her.
All right, and then he puts you down.
I look to Grauman. Do you look fine? Or at least you acting fine?
Grauman's just fine, yeah.
I figured.
I look up at Thonk and I say, "Made a new enemy for you."
Yeah, he no like what you do to Skull Crusher. By the way, why you do that?
Oh yeah, Grauman didn't know.
Thonk crosses his arms and he looks actually just to Otto. And who told him about this? And is he on his way here?
He doesn't know where you are, but we told him.
Told him what? Exactly.
where the sword was. He was
said
looking.
he needed it to save his people, so we just told him where it was.
And his people are
Yeah.
going to be severely...
Big frost giant. They battle him.
If they needed the sword that badly, they should have kept it closer. He'll be severely disappointed when he arrives.
Yeah, that's what I told him.
He
That's
saved
not a problem
Rabik's
anymore.
steal it.
They could be fighting. You realize this.
No, there rarely isn't, is there?
Fighting in a town that we helped save. Fighting in a church that is legally there.
Well, I mean, I'm not the one who destroyed the fucking sword, am I?
Then why'd you send him after it if it's destroyed?
Ding. Well, because he's a dwarf. Maybe you can fix it.
Thonk, like, very subtly shakes his head. He's not going to find a sword.
God, look, not everything's about fucking grunch this, grunch that. Oh.
Thonk, like, darts his eyes to Rye. No. The sword will not be there.
Why?
Where is it?
What you
Melted
do?
down.
What?
What?
When?
Ooh.
It was the orders I gave my men, my followers, before I left.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Perhaps the lot of you should learn to think before you open your damn mouths.
Or
Perhaps
maybe,
you should learn to consult us before you destroy everything.
maybe you should communicate with the group.
Maybe you tell us things in future.
Exactly what I just said there. Yeah, that.
The sword was already claimed. I did not expect you to go rat it out to a dwarven stranger.
But no, well,
What happens when he arrives and finds no sword, but perhaps a different
probably
weapon?
very angry. He seemed very angry already.
I suggest we stay very far away from there, if that's the case.
We're
Yeah.
going the other way, and I
Right.
want breakfast.
Has he
right
left
now.
yet?
I mean, he seemed pretty convicted, so yeah, I'd assume he's probably on his way.
Is he going alone?
I doubt it.
I need to get a message to the mayor. There's going to be battle. You realize this.
I'm gonna go have breakfast.
Yeah, I'm starving.
I just walk past him. I'm looking for eggs and bacon.
That sounds good.
Oh my god.
Yep. Need breakfast. Breakfast must be had.
Yeah, breakfast. Like we're all hung over. We just want like.
We're not hungover anymore. We're cured.
Yeah, we're all fixed.
Now
Oh,
you're
wait,
just
never mind.
really
Ramen
fucking
is-
hungry. Now you just slept with so many carbs. Your stomach is killing you. Oh, you're really hungry. So you guys make your way downstairs for a very, very early breakfast or very, very late dinner. or
Over
whatever.
breakfast.
There's no wrong time for breakfast food.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
I agree with you on that one.
Mhm.
Raya's kind of inquiring over breakfast, so she's like eating food. She's like, where are we going now? Where do we go from here?
Well,
Away from Bryn, Shander.
Oh, yeah, no shit. Oh, yeah. This toast is good.
oh. Grandma takes the toast from your hand and takes a bite and gives it back to you.
Right?
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
Wasn't there just a place that we were talking about just a while ago? Or was that
A lot of
the-
places we were talking about a while
Yeah, there
ago.
was, the dwarf was maybe talking about a new location. I might be
Well-
confused.
We don't remember because we're too drunk.
I'm sorry. If you're asking me, go ahead. What exactly?
I was wondering if there was a location that the dwarf mentioned or that we were discussing just recently that we were planning on going. I thought we had some sort of plan concocted, but maybe I'm mistaken.
I'm pretty sure Thonk knew where.
Yeah, I know where we're supposed to go
Oh,
for my quest. But
Okay.
You guys are continuing to travel east and then to some degree north. You're trying to find a place called Dark Arrow Keep.
I'm going to.
He is traveling west. So the man in question here,
Yeah.
the dwarf, is traveling west.
Fuck. I'm torn here because I'm curious. I don't know how to handle the situation because there's different ways I could go about it, and all of them make sense to me. So I'm kind of stuck.
Didn't you leave the place before Bryn Shander just to the Shadow Lords?
Yeah,
And
of
now-
course I did.
you're concerned about this mayor.
I'm not concerned about the mayor. The mayor can die for all I care. I'm concerned about my temple.
Aw, don't lie. You care about the mayor.
You care about
The mayor who tried to
You
murder
care
me.
about him. You like it.
Oh,
You have a crush on him, don't you?
You got me. You got me. No, you know what? I think Thonk is going to end up seeing this as a test for my people, so I am going to do a sending spell. I'm going to do a sending spell to who I would consider I left in charge of the temple when I left, whoever that ends up being.
Right, you guys leveled up.
Yeah, so I have
Shit.
sending.
And because you're a cleric, you have whatever spell you feel like for today. So it's like, oh, I'm just gonna have sending today. I'm like,
Yeah, I can prep.
It's like when you have access to what is it, second level spells. You're like, I'm gonna read people's minds now. Have fun, DM. And I'm like,
That's not a cleric thing, though.
fine. No. But I think wizards even released a first level spell that allows you to read emotions even earlier. And I'm like, come on, how?
Basically, the message I'm going to send him is short and simple. Dwarves will be coming for the sword. Make sure the deed is done. Prepare for battle.
Okay, yeah. The sword is the. Wait, what's this? How does this thing? Oh, I can respond. Oh, okay. Hey, Thonk, how are you? Yeah, the sword has already been.
Yeah, I gotcha. Hey, man, what's been? It's been so long. I haven't talked to you in a while, and it's like, fuck, man, you 25 words.
25 words. You wasted God's power.
But he responds saying like it's done, taken care of, and all that stuff.
Yeah, more or less, he's saying it was. He's saying that it was taken care of, that the sword was melted down. He didn't say anything else was done with it, but that it was melted down, yes, and that they would be prepared.
Okay. At that, so I'll cast a spell at the table while everybody's eating, basically, like, because after you guys are chatting, like, where are we going to go next, blah, 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 Thonk very much seems like he's to himself thinking. Then he casts a quick spell, and once the message returns, he nods and he'll look up. He's like, they're prepared for battle then. The sword's already been melted down, so he won't find a thing when he gets there.
Great.
Except bloodshed.
Yeah, good. That's good news, Thonk. Good job.
You're more than welcome to stop him from going. I don't know this man nor where he went.
Me neither.
Do you have a... Describe him to me. I can stop him.
Oh, he's a dwarf.
Great beard.
Oh yeah, I touched his beard. He did.
Oh, I mean, he tried to. Didn't go so well.
Why they have so many nice beard, but they don't let no one touch them?
We didn't ever hear like a description of what he looks like, right, Scott?
Well, I did not really go into detail, but I could totally give you a description of what he looked like.
Sure, yeah.
Grauman's more sober now, and so now you guys are rolling, discussing him and thinking about him, whatever. Before I give the description, Maggie, could you give me an intelligence check about a DC, but with that advantage, please?
12. Wow.
You realize why that dwarf seemed familiar before. So in case you were not familiar with Faerun, you're from the Vasa, you're from like the lower mountainous region of the Vasa, the Gillian Mountains. But like north of the Vasa is a region called the Great Glacier. And this in particular type of dwarf is actually the kind of dwarves that live up in that area, the area of the Great Glacier, which is like why he seemed familiar to you at first. And you actually spoke a very similar dialect of Dwarven to him, but like you weren't able to put two and two together before because you're dumb and drunk. You know what I mean? But being sober now and looking back at it, it's like, oh yeah, he even talking about like ice giants and stuff. Huh, it makes sense. Which is why you knew what they were. And so he is one of the dwarves of the Great Glacier.
I remember. Grauman pauses for a moment. Puts some more food in his mouth. And he spits it out. And then he like says all that stuff and kind of explains a little bit and talks about the ice giants again or whatever, or the frost giants.
Mm-hmm. So as for the description of what this guy looks like, he was clad in plate mail armor. which is again something that's not entirely normal. He had a longer beard. So he didn't have like long, because compared to what normal people have. But for a dwarf, it was actually kind of a cropped up short beard for a dwarf. Maybe so it doesn't get like tangled up in his helmet or when he's in combat, whatever the stuff may be. Everything is cropped and clean. So dwarves obviously maintain their beards very well, but just like haircuts or nails or anything other part of a human body, we all take different degrees of care. He was very, very regimented with the kind of care that he took. You can tell that his beard was immaculate for exactly how like he wanted it to be. His body, his posture, everything just said somebody with a lot of training, a lot of dedication and whatnot. And then you heard him talk about his faith many times, of all the different gods many times, but specifically Thoin. And so you quickly are able to realize like, like he was saying he was getting a vision from his god and that he was down there protecting his people at the behest of his god and blah, blah, blah. There's a reason why he might have so much in connection with his, with Thonk, why they seem so similar.
He's a fucking cleric or a paladin. Heavy metal armor, probably a paladin.
Yeah. So it is very likely.
Basically, was the description enough for me to be like, I could sending spell this guy?
You don't know his name. They never gathered his name.
It just says familiar with.
You are not familiar with him either.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, well then, fuck. Good luck.
Yeah.
Can't stop him.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Sorry.
I gave the warning.
Yep.
They can take. I'm assuming my people are smart enough to take appropriate. And if they die, then they fail. Sword's still gone, so this paladin has already failed in his quest.
What was that? I'm sorry.
I said,
if he's already failed on his quest. Yes.
Yeah.
Did the party tell you the other half of that?
Of what?
What happens when he fails on his quest? I don't think they did. Okay,
no, they didn't.
No,
they didn't tell me what happened.
Nothing's going on.
Which is fine. Good luck. Bring it on, motherfucker.
Okay. And so you guys, with that, I mean, is there anything else that you really want to? Because it seems like you guys kind of like eat breakfast, go upstairs, and pass the flippity flop out because you're still tired. Even if you may have removed the exhausted condition or exhaustion track condition or whatever, you guys would still RP whatever, be tired. So I imagine you all want to get your rest and whatever the case may be. I don't think there's anything else you wanted to do inside the city, and you would continue traveling. But as for these travels, it's kind of do you guys still have that map of the north that I had sent you before?
Yeah.
I guess so, right? Yeah.
Yep, I see it, map of the north.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Mm-hmm.
So where you want to go is Deep Arrow Keep. The thing is, like, there's really not a trail that brings you directly over there. As a matter of fact, the easiest place to go is probably to, like, say, Mithril Hall, and then find your way from Mithril Hall there, or at least close enough to Mithril Hall and walk along the water's edge to get as close to it as possible. But, like, the trek to Mithril Hall isn't easy from here. Like, if you're looking at this map, you're traveling all the way south to Tribor, then over to Yurtar, and then starting to travel all the way up north through Nesme and continuing to go up that way, right? I don't know if you caught all that along the map, but that's a long ass trek. You could choose to go out the southern gate, which is the one you came in. As you know, you went around. Bear wasn't conscious for that. He was sticking his tongue out. And try to travel through, say, Lurkwood and see what wonders Lurkwood holds.
What about that dotted path? That leads to the Great Worm Cavern,
that is an option, the dotted path. If you like try to inquire with people about like what regions around here, one is like, oh, there's a path that heads like, yeah, there's a bunch of settlements over there. But that whole area is like full of Uthgardt barbarians more than anything else. And so the Great Worm Cavern, if you ask specifically about like, oh, it's like, actually, that's one of the holy sites of the Uthgardt barbarians. And so you're like, oh, that's, and so you are kind of like, we can either travel up north and around along the river and then through the mountains that way. You can try to travel through the Lurkwood over to Mithril Hall and then up, or maybe south of Lurkwood, or the long south way, which is theoretically the safest travel, but certainly the longest one. And just to put it into perspective, after you had finished doing what you were doing with Dark Arrow Keep, you did want to head south for the benefit of Rye. Rye knew that she was being pulled south on a map, but she also knows that even as far south as Tribor or Yurtar, that she needs to go much further south than that.
So basically, it's like Lurkwood, or are we doing a giant U-turn?
Or you can try to go the northern route, but that's most of those things are untracked lands.
Gotcha. What does the party think?
Like safe.
Stick to the roads?
Yeah.
That's going to be, what, another couple months of travel? Probably.
We have our horses still stable.
You do.
Might want to get something. Well, depends on like where we're gonna stay and stuff.
Works.
Carmen doesn't care. He'll sleep on the floor.
Yeah, I think the extra travel time may be worth it.
Yeah.
That's fine. Let's do it.
There is another route. Can you do me a favor, actually, before I keep throwing more suggestions at you? Could you roll me a persuasion check, whoever it is that would try to try to get assistance from someone else in doing this?
Persuasion check?
Yeah, it's like
survival.
easy
check?
ways there. Yeah,
I assume that'll be auto persuasion.
sure. Just like. So Maggie, survival doesn't quite help because survival is like trying to track across the mountains. I'm talking about like other things, other modes of getting there.
Finding knowing what a smart path is versus.
Yeah. Oh, I assumed you guys were being successful with your survival, which is why I was kind of plotting those courses as opposed to just So Otto trying to get information from others, but sadly he's not able to acquire anybody that's very helpful or just has information that's useful to you guys.
Could I maybe try again?
Well, if we need to go south, we definitely need to go to Dark Arrow. We could follow. Well, so we're thinking going down then to take the safe path. So taking the road. Wow, taking the road is a long journey.
You want me to make a persuasion check?
So sadly, that represents to answer your question, Bear. That represents your all of your efforts to do this, and you just were not successful. To put that into perspective, for you guys, I'm just trying to do like a quick, judge of miles here because obviously you're concerned about the distance there, Maggie. I'll give you 1 second. So let's do it like this. This is that bit to that bit. Mirror bar to there is. If you look at, say, where Mirror bar to Long Saddle is, that's looking about 250 miles. Just point A to point B. Yeah. Along that trek there. So, and you travel at, what is it, like 24 miles a day? So that's about 10 days of travel just to get to Long Saddle.
Yeah.
That's just like a point of reference, and you can imagine how it just
put
keeps
it this
going
way, we get to experience a lot of towns.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
So would we go to Yartar and then go up towards like Flint Rock?
Mm-hmm. Yep, up through there is that idea. At some point in time, you could choose like, screw this, we're gonna cut across the Surbran Hills.
Here's the thing, though. The trail ends towards like Fourth Peak, Winter's Edge area. I mean, basically, there's no trails after we hit Ked Run and after you hit Winter's Edge. So honestly, it doesn't matter where we go. We're gonna end up like traveling like a bunch of idiots with no trail.
Sounds about right. Yeah. That's
So
pretty standard
why not
fare.
just go for the straight and just go for it?
So you're saying just say, screw it, let's cut across Lurkwood, and as soon as we hit the mountains, then we know that we're somewhere near where we can start looking for settlements? Is that what you're saying, Maggie?
Like go
Fastest
through
way is a
paths.
straight path, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, exactly. You just like, let's just head directly east, and once we get through the woods and we're at the mountain's edge, then we can kind of like gather our bearings there.
Or we could follow the river along up towards Great Worm.
Yep, or you can try to head up that way.
What do the X's mean?
I obviously you didn't make this
Yeah.
map,
I
so
didn't get a legend, so I don't know what that means.
Maggie, that's because Grumman is a legend. Okay.
Ha 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 ha. Have you heard the tale of me slaying a dragon?
Nope. Nope. We haven't heard that one yet.
I'm excited for the day you actually slay a dragon and then.
I know.
It's gonna happen one day.
Oh no, I really.
That's why Maggie keeps saying, "Let's go north and go to the Great Worm place." Great Worm. That sounds like a Great
We
Worm.
are not ready for dragon. We are not ready to be fighting a dragon.
Yeah, let's go to the Great Worm Pass.
Are they still color coded for your convenience in 5e?
It's not a matter of 5e. It's a matter of the world. And yes.
Oh, Faerun. Yeah, you're right. Sweet.
Yeah,
You
if
have
you're
to
going,
go into the cavern.
if you're going to Eberron, that's where things get a little wonky. Oh, I do so love Eberron.
I know.
Yeah.
We could get some climbing gear.
So yeah, Maggie, I have no idea what the little X's mean. I think it's just kind of like a small location. Okay, so what path are we choosing?
Get the map scrolled out on the table. We're all looking at it.
Mhm.
Ramen's like, why we go all the way down here and around when we can go straight? Less time.
Otto has been sort of arguing for the safe path,
Yeah.
but
Ramen's easily convinced, so it's not
Yeah.
like, I mean, you can roll against me.
We trade. Thonk will just simply say we trade safety. We trade safety for time.
mm-hmm.
Raya's kind of like hinting at the safety because it benefits her agenda. But she's
Because
not.
it's further south. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
gonna-
is safety once we get past Rivermoot and go up towards right? We still no trail.
You might be onto something there, Grumman. You know what? Maybe it's worth the risk. Should we cut through? I agree. Let's cut through.
It'll be dangerous.
Raya sighs dejectedly.
So the plan is for you guys to cut through the Lurkwood. So
Mhm.
my question is this: when you guys rode into town, you rode into town not on 4, but I believe with a total of 9 horses. You pick up 5 extras.
No, we gave them to the orcs.
Yeah, the orcs. Remember that we gave them
Yeah,
the
we
ride.
gave them to them.
So you had 1 extra horse. As a matter of one extra horse then,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one extra horse because I took the.
And Rye took the bigger one so she could lounge on it.
Yeah.
Like a friggin' queen.
Yeah, that's right, Otto. Rye has a Clydesdale effectively that she's sitting on because she needs that.
Yeah,
Grumman.
yeah.
And so what? Do you want to keep that 5th horse still, or did you want to sell it?
Sell it.
Sure.
You don't
that
have
works.
stuff to carry, then you don't really need it.
Yeah. Also got a big fucking horse, dude.
Okay. So you guys bought them for what? Like, bought your own horses for what? Like 75, I think it was.
Mhm.
So you can sell it for 50.
It depends. The pony was less than the other ones.
Yeah, we're gonna
What?
keep Addo on the pony. Let's not trust him on the big horse.
Nah, I don't think I can graduate just yet.
Okay,
Sure, 50.
Was there
And I
anything
do
else that you
wanna
wanted
sell-
to? Yep.
That great axe.
The original great axe that you had for the beginning of the
No.
game.
Gromman's
So the
great
battle axe then. The
Stay
battle
with
axe.
Gromman forever
Gotcha.
until he bestows it upon somebody else. But just the battle axe that he got from the dead guy.
So yeah, that's a battle axe then, and it's a decent battle axe. Actually, who's selling that for you?
Maybe Otto or Rye. One of them.
I can do it. Yeah, I think I've got.
kinda like- I don't need this. Anyone need this?
Okay.
He offers it to each of them.
Mhm.
You can sell that for 75 gold, Maggie.
All right. We sell it.
Does my persuasion assist me in bartering?
It does to some degree. I mean, it's a loose rule.
Okay.
Anything else?
No. I'm gonna prep basically throughout the travels food and water stuff. The spell create food and water.
Climbing gear. We're gonna need climbing gear.
Yeah, you lost all that stuff when you're shipwrecked.
Problem is,
Yeah.
we're gonna be like overloaded with water because the water doesn't go away apparently. As I was reading, just the food. The food spoils after 24 hours, but the water stays fine. And I create
So you'll be
40.
overladen with water. You can just leave it behind.
We're gonna have to dump it every time. It's 40 gallons of water every single time.
Well, Grommen works out pretty intense in the morning. Has to recover
That's
from the injured liver because Otto's a bad influence. Has to sweat through the morning exercises.
Yeah.
You know, Andy's just large, but half your weight in ounces. How much does Grommen weigh? Like 300 pounds. There's 150 ounces right there.
Something
So-
like
It's true.
And that's for an average healthy lifestyle. Grommen's a hyperactive lifestyle, so that's like
Yeah.
300 ounces just in Grommen alone.
Yep. No. Okay. So yeah, we won't need food because it creates food and water. Lasts 24 hours. Creates 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water. So we'll be good.
Okay.
Also,
Awesome.
there's a river.
That too. But at least we won't have to spend money on rations.
You
Like
see
it's
one of
saving
those
us.
life straws?
We just don't have to. Yeah. Well, we can have Otto pee, and we can just drink through the life straw.
Purify food and water.
There you go.
Perfect.
Food and water.
There you
Hi.
go. We all know he's
Oh.
all more than ready to do that at every time.
Does anybody else have anything that they want to sell? Any equipment that you've gathered along the way? Anything that you would like to purchase before we you leave the city and potentially
Climbing gear.
climbing gear? You'll be able to grab no problem. Pythons, rope, grappling hooks, all that.
I want to see how much my Yeti pimp fur can fetch.
You're looking to
Just out of
sell it.
curiosity. Just out of curiosity, I want
How
to.
much did you buy it for?
I want to say 1,000.
Was it really that much?
I think it was pretty expensive.
Does anybody else remember how much you spent for that?
No.
It was a lot. It was
It
a good
was a
amount.
It was a lot. I don't remember.
Probably like-
It was a
Did I
considerable
take a
amount.
note of it?
Probably like 20,000 gold.
Yeah, I think it was probably about.
That's funny because you're about to
What
get
was it, a
ripped
cloak?
then.
I thought you made like. What did you make out of it?
What do you mean? What is it made out of?
No, what did you make? Or is this the extra Yeti stuff?
This is the Yeti, the pimp Yeti fur that I made from.
It's armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's-
thought you had an armor. Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought you had it bejazzled with gems and shit.
I mean, I
That's
remember.
what-
I remember the effects of the Yeti fur. I think it was 1,000. Actually, come to think of it, that's right. It was 1,000 because it gives you resistance to cold and it's +1. I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's +1 leather or whatever. All right, so roll me your.
Why are you gonna get rid of that?
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna get rid of it just yet. I just want to see what
Roll me
the,
your persuasion,
what it'll fetch for me here.
and I think it was studded too.
Yeah.
So, wow, holy shit, that was really, really, really good.
Mhm.
You're actually gonna be able to turn around and sell this for 2,200 gold pieces.
Oh!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's like.
Where's Boo Girl Rye when we need her?
Dancing on tables.
Sharon, where's Sharon?
I might
Lost
want
my
to sell my.
shoes.
I might want to sell my Yeti fur here. 2,200 gold. That's a lot of money. I could get some cool shit.
I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna sell them up. Let's go. 2,200 gold in my
You're
pocket.
gonna sell your pimp
Sell my
Yeti
pimp
outfit?
Yeti fur.
The thing
Someone
Rye
else
took you
can-
out to take and make something nice for yourself?
I acquired 2,200 gold for my pimp Yeti fur. That is what I am writing down in my notes.
Okay, so then you're gonna have to replace that with armor.
All right.
Yeah, what are you getting now?
Yeah. What can we get? So I need a +1, obviously, to replace what I've lost here. What are my options, Scott? Where can I go? What can I get?
Do you just want +1 studded leather? So
Yeah,
literally
I mean-
same exact stats.
Resistance to cold would be nice if we can get it, but I'm not really holding out hope for that.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Not in your armor. You can get it in a different way, not in your armor. As for your +1 studded leather armor, let's call that. I think it's 750. You can get it for. Give me
Okay.
2 seconds.
We're going into the mountains.
Into the mountains.
Why?
Into the mountains.
For the money.
Yeah, you should. You jingle like a bag of gold in front of me. He's like,
Timora.
ooh.
I like
You're a
that.
worship over Timor for sure.
Oh yeah.
You
So
like the
give me-
gold.
I can get me that studded leather. What else can I get for cold resistance?
So I would have to look things up in the book really quickly, but in general, it would be like a ring or something like that would give you that sort of stuff. No,
Okay.
Rye, stop thinking about it. A ring or something like that would be a.
Why are you
allowed to
saying
get
no,
that.
Rye?
Yeah, you know
Rye,
what
what
I
are you
mean.
plotting? Tell me.
Yeah, no more rings.
I want to know.
Actually, all the rings are out. The city's out of rings.
Wow.
Any
No,
other
they just
easily-
there's a ring thief on the loose and they know it.
Yeah, there's any other easily pocketable goods just all gone.
That was pimp, though.
It was
Like,
great.
He rocked that. That was amazing.
Ring of cold resistance
Mm-hmm.
is a thing, or ring of
Also,
warmth.
to remember, you guys, we have 3 potions of cold resistance.
Oh yeah, okay, good. So we're fine. Yeah, I'll be
3
fine.
potions of cold
give me
resistance probably will not
3.
last.
Give me
It was
leather
great when you
armor.
had Yeti armor that gave you cold resistance, but now you don't.
Yeah, but I have a lot of money now.
Okay.
So cool.
Let's see. Ring of cold resistance is in fact a rare magic item. Actually, I'm so sorry, Otto. Give yourself another 1,000 gold pieces for that armor that you just sold.
Happily.
Okay, thank you.
He's like, no. I'm not gonna take another 1,000.
I'm a
gold.
little concerned about this, Scott. I don't know.
So it would be a what is it? The ring of cold resistance gives you resistance to cold damage. With a ring of warmth, which is much cheaper, protects you against negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
What's the price difference?
Give me 2 seconds. I have to grab the book because it's harder to Google the stuff.
Let's Google it.
Is your Google Foo better than his?
Let's find out. Let's see if I can get the right price before he does.
I'm like, yeah, I know, huh? I'm old. Okay, I need my. I don't even have a Palm Pilot. That stuff's all like bad and stuff.
But I thought you were wise when you're old, so you're supposed to know the things.
Yes, but my memory goes when I'm old too. And listen, Bridget,
So
or
you're
whatever your name
wise,
is,
but not as intelligent.
something like that. Ring of resistance. Here we go. Oh, that's funny.
Rye, you're
Hey,
gonna have to
wise.
get some more
Oh, that's-
Yetis for all this money. Why don't we go farm some Yetis till
Oh my
we're like
God.
level 7, 8?
MMOs. My
This is-
favorite.
Scott, is it actually as much as I am looking at right here?
Hold on 1 second. So ring of resistance requires attunement, and you have resistance to 1 damage type, and whatever it is. So like if it's ring of cold resistance has a tourmaline gem in it, yay! It's a rare item, requires attunement. It's expensive. Then there's a ring of warmth, which is an uncommon item, requires attunement. Not only does it give you cold resistance, it also allows you to wear and carry unharmed by negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit comfortable, like old school ring of warmth. It's just funny because like it's way cheaper and it has another like fun effect than the other one. But the other one obviously there's multiple types, it's just weird. Anyways, I would say ring of warmth is in fact the item that you can get your hands on because you're in the north of Faerun. It is an uncommon item. Uncommon items are price range, I think, around 500.
Okay.
So I think that's what you can buy. It does require attunement, and if I remember correctly, your loot also required attunement. So your attunement maximum has hit.
Okay.
Are you wearing any other magic items on Otto?
I don't think so. I have the loot and I have I don't have studded leather anymore, I guess. I don't have the Yeti boots anymore.
That's right.
But
Okay.
yeah, that's it.
So, yep, 500 gold pieces for the ring, and it was I charged you 750 for the armor, so it's a total of 1250 that you spent, and I think you got 3200. So effectively, you got
Profit of like 2,000 gold, which
Yeah.
seems pretty good.
that's pretty good. But you split it into 2 different magic items
Yeah.
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 to make it happen.
Well,
Yeah.
not to just one magic item, right? And then just leather armor, right? Or is that also magic?
Wait, what was that? I'm sorry.
I'm saying we split the one magic item into a magic ring and then just normal armor, right?
No, it's a +1 armor.
Oh, so
Yeah, it
is
was-
that a magic armor?
Yeah, it was studded leather with an additional +1 to your AC.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yep.
All right, cool.
So what's that? Studded leather usually gives you a 12, so it's a 13 plus your dexterity, which I think is a 3, so you should have a 16 AC.
That's pretty good.
I believe. Maybe I'm mistaken.
No, you're right. You're right. Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's like, no, don't go back on it. Do not research. Do not research. I
Don't look it
like
up,
your
it's fine.
answers. Yep. No, so it's 13 plus Dex, and I believe your Dex is plus 3, so 16.
Damn, nice, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Put it this way, Grauman has an 18.
Man, yeah,
Catching up.
I'm feeling good now.
If only Otto could do the damage Grauman could do. No, your Dex is plus 2, so you have a 15 AC.
Okay, yeah.
There you go. That makes more sense. Okay. So, like I said, it's where you were before. You have everything exactly as you were before, except more money in your pocket and 2 items being filled. Remember item slots, Mathis?
Yeah.
Or Maggie? Remember item slots? Oh,
I
item
do.
slots. You'd be sitting there plotting out your Pathfinder or 3.5 character. Like, okay, so I have like 32 item slots. I need to make sure I choose the right one that goes in the right spot, that synergies with the right... All right,
Or
so...
when people really cared about like being encumbered, like hardcore.
What was that? I'm sorry. You being encumbered? Yeah, we're not doing the encumberment rules really, anyways. And you have horses that carry stuff that you're not immediately using, anyway. So, okay, cool. So that's everything. I think Otto just is happy with his dagger, his ring, his loot, and his armor. Anybody else want to purchase stuff? Anybody else want to ask Otto for armor? Sorry, for gold.
Information on the area that we're going towards would be helpful, probably.
I don't even know if there's anything I would want. I don't think so. Right?
That's up to you,
You
sir.
can always think about it. Like, we could just end it here and think about it between this week and next.
Absolutely, but I'm just trying to like button it off since we're at the tail end of a session as opposed to the beginning of next week, so we can kind of start off next one with a punch.
I'm good, dude. I just want some cool magical items, and we'll find them on our adventures.
Oh, yes. That's
Yeah.
always worked out so well for you.
Yeah, they go right to Grauman.
Yeah, they always go to fucking Grauman.
Well, I'm sorry you don't want weapons.
Didn't get things.
Either way.
One
good
week
session.
where there was one week where there was a sword whose name might be Skullcrusher was the one thing that Grauman was supposed to get, and everyone else got a new shiny upgrade.
What?
Grauman didn't get it because he melted it. What?
Well, I think that was the only thing, right?
I haven't really like tried to get lots of stuff unless it's like a thing that I bought with my money.
Yeah, I bought my cape for like 300 gold.
Yeah. And I got your hand-me-down cape and upgraded it. And then you stole me a ring.
Exactly.
It's true.
And I RP'd my way into Gurgle's great axe and bought that with my monies.
My monies.
My monies.
My money. Anyway.
I actually think the swords that make me fly, like, you can have those if you really want.
What? You're an eagle barbarian. Why would you not?
I know. That's why it works. I just like
Exactly.
Eagle Barbarian in, and then I great axe them in the face.
Exactly. Why would I want those? I'm fine. I cast magic.
Cast
guess-
magic missile.
But you could fly and cast your magic.
True.
Or I could just
Oh.
hold on to you and you could just drop me.
Oh my gosh.
wait.
Can I carry him? Because when you drop, you like do damage when you
Yeah,
fall.
I'm
You
gonna
just have to wrap them up in your feet because remember your arms turn into wings, so you have to like
Claws,
wrap
talons.
your legs around him to do it. But you know what? I misspoke. I said that there's only two attuned items. It's actually maximum 3 because Grauman is filled up with all 3. Grauman has the necklace armband combo is an attuned item, as well as the ring and the cloak. That is right. And Otto is also maxed out because Otto has the coin that gives him the lucky feat, though he has yet to use it thus far, as well as his loot and his thing that he just acquired, his ring. Thonk there, I believe, only has 2 attuned items: the necklace that gives him perception, and his spear, which gives him perception effectively. And then
Yes.
Rye, I
Very
think,
perceptive.
has no attuned items.
Is the shadow tome an attuned item?
I mean, technically speaking, it's a class feature.
Oh, so no then.
Yeah.
Screw
just
you, Ryan. You don't need
expanded-
shit.
I just expanded on the class feature. So, I
I
mean,
don't need,
Get
I
some
need-
magical items,
I
right?
don't need shit, alright? I'm a fucking deadly weapon.
It's
Yeah.
true. We wield
I'll
you like a
find some on
weapon.
the way.
What's your thing you have the most problem with whenever you're in combat?
Nothing.
Or how can you do more damage?
I
Do you
mean,
guys-
maybe,
do you guys-
I only have 13 AC. That might be an issue. So we might need to get
Okay, well then get some armor, yo.
Do
Get
you
some-
guys want to? Do you
I like
guys
the-
want to?
thing. I like the glass cannon thing. It's cool.
Okay, well then get some more damage. Fucking gank fools.
I just did. It's level 5 now. I get 2 Eldritch Blasts instead of 1.
Oh,
Well-
you can get spell slots. You can like get like rings of that store spells and stuff like that.
I mean, whatever we find on the way, it's fine.
Wow.
I'm not.
Whatever you find.
Sam's like, listen, I feel powerful enough as is. Let's not tempt Derek into killing
I
me.
like us like doing shit and coming across night and being like, oh fucking sick. Who's getting that?
Hint, hint,
Like,
Scott.
as opposed to me like looking up the 5e manual and being like, I want this magic item.
Listen,
I'd rather
listen. Maggie, let me put it this way, nice and simple. Now that you guys are 5th level, I can start throwing more fun encounters at you, like spellcasters. And with spellcasters come a lot of intelligence and wisdom saves. So I finally get to drop Grommen like the sack of potatoes he is. I mean, it's gonna be like, it's the easiest. I'd be like, oh, dominate, kill everybody for me. Awesome. That worked out so well for me.
You casted a spell. Let
Yes.
me get a reaction and smash your face.
Awesome. I'll make sure I
And I'm
cast it
gonna
from 60 feet away. From 60 feet away, dominate. It's
no,
gonna be
Grommet's gonna
wonderful.
fly in with his little bird wings, and he's gonna fucking smash you in the face.
I'm very excited. At 5th level, I get to start throwing some seriously mean things at you guys. It's
When
gonna
do we
get-
see flying Grommet? Is that next level? You just
No,
attack
that's this
twice and starts flying around?
level.
Oh my god.
It could have happened this session, Addo. He wanted a combat to start from up on the ledge so he could fly down, flutter down at the bad guys below. I'll get you, Screech.
Well, that was a
I'm
great session.
pretty.
That was super fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Even not really participating, it was really fun to watch. I enjoyed watching the shit out of that. So that was good. Thank you guys for watching. We will be back next. Yes, I'm not traveling next week. No, next week or the week after. It's the week after that. Okay, cool. So we'll be back next Wednesday for week 21. It'll be legal age for drinking.
Wow.
21 weeks. Well, that's only 21 weeks. Not really
like,
21
where does that
years.
work?
Close enough. Thank you guys for watching. We'll go around the room. People can tell them what's going on in their channels, what they're doing, all that good stuff as we always do, starting with Sam.
Legal age for drinking in my country is 18.
Your country is now the United States of
Yeah,
America.
I'm pretty sure you're American now.
It's not.
I'm pretty sure you voted. That's your prez, dude.
No.
Own it.
No, I'm a
Own
spy.
it.
I'm an overseas spy.
Oh,
Queen. What's up, guys? My name's
for
Sam.
the queen.
Yeah, I go by Strippin. You can find me on Twitter at Strippin. And you can find me on Twitch TV/Strippin. Playing games. I'm playing Persona 5 this week, and I'll be continuing my playthrough.
Is there still a hard lock on like when you have to stop playing now, or is that gone?
If there is, I went past it a long time ago.
I've noticed some streamers just like ignoring it, so I'm
Yeah,
curious.
I mean, I did.
Yeah, that's just curious. Bear, what's up with you this week, man?
Hey everybody, I'm Bear Taffy, B-A-E-R Taffy on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You can find us over on twitch.tv/Roundtable Podcast as well. On Friday, we're going to be talking to Joe Mirabello, the director or developer of Tower of Guns and the upcoming game Mother Gunship. We're going to discuss stuff with him and talk about the games we've been playing. It's a bunch of fun. Twitch.tv/Roundtable Podcast on Friday.
Wow, that's tomorrow.
That's
Maggie,
2 days from now. I just
Oh,
wanna
yeah,
make
no,
sure
that's
you're
2
aware
days
of
from
how
now.
the days of the week
why did I
go.
think tomorrow is Friday? I don't know.
No, we're gonna go for Thursday next.
Well, hold on. To be fair, it is 1:28 a.m. here.
Okay,
Therefore,
that's
it
true.
is Thursday.
Technically,
He's not wrong.
Tomorrow. It is
420
420 Blaze it.
Mhm.
Legal here.
Hell
Legal
yeah.
there.
It is
Yo,
legal
legal
here.
everywhere.
It
Yeah,
is
we
legal.
got like 3 out of 5 legal states in the call right now, don't we?
Cali will be legal soon, though.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I thought Kelly was. They voted in it. I thought.
Yeah, but I think it like takes place. It starts later for them.
Oh wow.
Not
Because like
100%
we
sure.
got it weeks later, but now we just have to wait for dispensaries for I think like late 2018. Then you can finally, because right now you can legally have somebody give it to you or legally give it to people, and you
It's
can
so
legally grow it, but you can't legally purchase it. So I can be like, hey, I have marijuana. Would you for free like to have my marijuana? And they'd be like, yes, and I will randomly give you this gift of cash.
Hey, I found some
I
money
will
in my
put on
pocket.
tax return.
Would
Yeah.
you like this? gift of money.
It's like, so you'll get this awkward. Finally, with the dispensary, you'll be like, "Oh, yay! I can purchase it. Thank you, people." So,
Oh, good shit. Maggie, what are you doing this week?
I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. I just love that you guys like rule booking what time it is. It's awesome. What am I doing this week?
because we're in the
Tomorrow
real
I'm
side of the
here.
country.
I'm gonna be right here, same time, same place. We're gonna be playing.
Fingers
I
crossed.
think we're gonna be playing Edge of the Empire. If not, the world is gonna explode. I don't know. Saturday, I'm running a tournament for Master X Master. If you guys want to check that out, you can come hang out within our Discord, find all that information, and you can follow me on all the things at Margaret Crone. And I'll see you guys next week
Heck
for some more D&D. I want to know what happens. I want to know every week. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? This was ridiculous. Also,
This was fun.
so thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed it.
You all played drunk characters, like your drunk characters perfectly.
Can we talk about how Adam nearly peed on you?
That whole first hour, man. I don't know what.
Robin thinks that Otto wants him.
Hey, yeah, well, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe he has a thing for orcs.
You know, we don't know if that's wrong. I mean, have we seen any character in this show thus far partake with any NPCs?
Grommen has tried.
Yeah.
Grommen and
has
Otto have both tried.
But I think that girl is just Grommen's beard. I think,
Oh, yeah,
I think
Otto
Grommen just
tried
hasn't
too.
fully.
Otto
You guys
Grommen
did that bar
both
thing. You bar hopped in the beginning of
And
the game.
and the twins, we
Yeah.
tried with them.
Yeah, well, and before we go to Scott, if you want to know more about Master X Master, you should go watch my video on it at youtube.com/judgemathisgames because it is both
We haven't seen it
informative
yet.
and funny.
He might be wearing a sailor outfit, just you know.
Yeah.
No, that's
I
great.
won't lie. I watch all Judge Mathis's because I think that's like your stride. I think that's what you do best. And I haven't seen that yet, probably because of that outfit.
No,
And I'm
you
like-
have to watch. It's so
I'm
good.
like, oh man, this is like I've already lived with enough roommates that did lots of Rocky Horror, and now you, Mike, how far have you?
I'm just saying, I
fallen?
look good in that. I'm just saying. Scott, what do you got going on this week?
Dancing for carrots, Mike. Dancing for carrots.
I do it.
What
You've got Roll For It coming on.
Roll, yeah, that's right. Sorry. Tomorrow, the Star Wars Resurgence is happening tomorrow evening, probably.
We'll see.
I believe so. Maybe.
We don't know.
You know what?
The
if
show
we
is
don't-
cursed.
If we don't, no. If we don't play tomorrow, it's Maggie's fault, and I'm sorry about that. Listen, I didn't want to say it. It's always Maggie. Maggie just has like things she has to do,
Yeah.
and she asks other people to take the blame.
It's
so she can
never,
look good.
ever,
It's always
ever
always
Jesse.
like- it's definitely not me. I mean, I sit here bated breath going, ready, ready, and it's always Maggie. And she, sorry, Maggie, I just had to call you out. All right, and then Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. That's like, I don't know, other times and places that don't matter. I play Roll For It where I'm playing Gray. It's awesome because I just had this great heart-to-heart with EE's character where he was literally, I accidentally ran into a wall and he was trapped underneath a bunch of rubble. And so while he was trapped, I told the rest of the party to go ahead. And then I stood over him and more or less threatened with leaving him there so I could get him to chat with me. We had awesome heart-to-heart. And now we get along. It's great. I just had to threaten killing one of the main characters of not my show, but hey.
Not your show, so who cares?
Hey!
And for me, you can find me right here every Wednesday and sometimes on Thursday if it works out. You can also tweet the show directly at twitter.com/LostInItShow. If you enjoy the show, follow it. You hit the follow button to let you know when we go live here on the channel. And if you want to follow me personally, twitter.com/MathisGames. We'll give you pretty much everything you need. So that'll be it. We'll be back next Wednesday for week 21. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.